All right. Good morning, cruisers. How's everybody doing today? We are here live with High Seas Cruising. Chris and, of course, Tiffany is with me today. We talk about all things cruising and cruising related. Mark, I see you are already here waiting on us. Good to have you here. Good to talk to you this morning.
Good morning.
All right. So what's everybody up to today? Well, so far it's just Mark in here. So it's really just us and Mark here this morning so far. But I guess we'll go ahead and start off. We are 81 days away from our next cruise. We're going to be going on the Disney Wonder.
Yay.
You ready?
Yes.
Yep. We'll be on that one on January the 10th. What else, baby?
I'm just excited we're going on another Disney cruise.
Yeah. Tiffany definitely loves her Disney cruises. It is part of her bucket list to attend, or not to attend, but to sail on every single Disney ship out there. So far, you've been on, the Fantasy, the Dream. We're doing the Wonder this January, and then the Magic will be here in January, February of 2023 for that one. And then after that, we'll be looking to go on the Wish.
Yes.
So definitely looking forward to that. Disney Cruises does things a little bit differently. For them, they do all of their pre-COVID-19 testing right there at the cruise terminal. So regardless of your vaccination status, when you get to the cruise terminal, you're going to take your COVID-19 test right then and there prior to getting on the ship. So that's one nice thing. At least we don't have to schedule anything ahead of time. Everything's going to be done right there at the cruise terminal. However, I do think we're going to go ahead and do the home test. I'm going to order a couple of the home tests, have those done prior to going down there, just to kind of confirm, make sure that we don't have any issues, problems, or anything like that before we even get down there. I'd hate to get all the way to the cruise port and surprise, because if you test positive at the cruise terminal, neither one of us can, of course, get on the cruise ship. Nobody in your travel party can get on if just one person tests positive. So I don't want to run that risk at all. Let's see. We did pick our upcoming excursion for that cruise. We're going to be doing a Cozumel ruins, chocolate, and a beach excursion. So we're going to go look at some ruins first, and then we're supposed to go over to the chocolate factory, see how chocolate is made, do a little tasting of chocolate. That one is for Tiffany.
Of course.
And then over to the beach. Wasn't really super interested in doing any all-day beach tour because it's in January. We've cruised in January before. The water is not the warmest, and Tiffany doesn't like cold water. So for that particular case, we go to the beach, take some pictures, take a look at it. If the water's not too cold, we'll get in, but we'll see. Yeah, the home test seems to honestly be the best way to go these days. I mean, you just order them, they mail it to your house, you do it online, immediately get your results, the email copy, boom, get on the cruise ship. It's got to be the best way to do it.
Criminology and Coffee said she picked her souvenir. She'd like chocolate.
Okay. So Criminology in Coffee is in the house. That, of course, is my daughter, Rebecca. She has joined us today, and she has requested chocolate specifically from Cozumel.
Eric says, don't forget the bug spray.
Are the bugs bad in Cozumel in January? Now, I will say, when we were just in Cozumel in March, when we were at the beach, there were September, there were quite a few little gnats that were bugging us there on the beach. So yeah, bug spray definitely is a very, very good idea. We'll have to add that to our packing list and make sure we take that as well. Let's see what else we got.
Any possibility you'll be going on the Door of the Seas out of Fort Lauderdale in March?
No, in March, actually, we are going to be on the Carnival Vista for Carnival's 50th anniversary. We've already have that one booked.
And then the Ruins in the Jungle?
Ruins in the Jungle. I looked at it. Disney didn't have a whole lot of excursion options. And the way I kind of read it is that the ruins seem to be on Cozumel. They didn't offer any of the big ruins that I think you have to take the ferry across to the mainland. So I think whatever we're going to see is actually on Cozumel. And it didn't go into a whole lot of detail, so we just kind of said, oh, well, you know what, this one looks good. But they only had like 5 or 6 different choices available, and like 7 of them were go swim with dolphins or all beach days.
Oh, she meant Allure of the Seas.
Allure of the Seas. No, for Allure of the Seas, we're actually going to wait on Allure of the Seas because it's coming here to Galveston in November of next year, I believe. Once the Cruise Terminal 3, Royal Caribbean's terminal, is completed in Galveston, that's when Allure is going to move over here, and we're going to wait and go on the Allure then. I don't think we're going to be back in Florida, or I know we should not be back in Florida until October of 2023. In October of 2023, we're going to be doing a Halloween Disney cruise out of Florida with Rebecca there from Criminology and Coffee. That's the one she wants to go on, and so we told her we'd join her for that one. That'll probably be the next time we're in Florida.
Yeah. Mark says, don't forget to go to the little town called Hell. That is on our list of things to do.
Yeah, but that's in the Grand Caymans.
Yeah, that's in the Grand Caymans.
Yeah, that's in the Grand Caymans. And we're definitely going to get back to the Grand Caymans. We haven't been to the Grand Caymans since 2016. Once they actually fully open up and let the cruise ships back in there again.
And Criminology and Coffee says Halloween Disney cruise.
Yes, definitely going to do a Halloween Disney cruise. I actually was looking through those. I found a really good 8-day one on the Disney Fantasy. Goes to St. Thomas, St. Martin, Castaway Key, one other island, Tortola, I believe. And I think that's probably going to be like one of our better options. There's a squirrel standing over there staring at the truck. He did both on the same cruise. Yeah, the last time we went to Caymans, it went to Cozumel, Grand Caymans, and Jamaica. So we did it at the same time. This one we're going on for Disney is just a sea day, Cozumel, a sea day, and then right back to port. It's just a short 4-night cruise. Honestly, at the prices that Disney charges, anything more than 4 days, you're pretty much, selling your car and mortgaging your house half the time, it feels like. One Disney cruise, you can do 2 or 3 of, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, any of those cruises. But like I said, because it's on Tiffany's bucket list to do all of the Disney ships, we're going to do all the Disney ships. Since my daughter and the grandbabies want to do a Disney Halloween cruise, we're definitely going to do a Disney Halloween cruise just to get all those covered. But we're also looking at additional cruises that we're going to do in 2023. So we're going to probably do the Disney Magic in January, February. I think we're going to look at doing Alaska on the Discovery Princess in May. And then the Disney cruise in October, and then possibly 1 or 2 others if I can fit them in there.
Mark's doing a back-to-back in December out of Long Beach.
Out of Long Beach. Are you going on the, are you doing Carnival, the Panorama? Or which ship are you going on? And then, because we have, like I said, in January, we have the Disney Wonder. In March, we have the Carnival Vista for Carnival's 50th anniversary or 50th birthday party. In September, we're doing Grandeur of the Seas on Royal Caribbean.
Radiance. He's going on the Radiance.
Okay, on the Radiance. And then in October, we're actually going back on the Carnival Breeze in October, but that is a graduation birthday present that we're going on that one. And we're going on there with a group of, I think we're up to 22 people.
22 people.
22 people are going on that particular cruise that we happen to know. Pretty much like family members type of cruise. So we're going to go back on the Breeze again. Normally, we don't try to repeat cruise ships unless the itinerary is really something special. But in this case, it's, it's for a birthday, it's for a graduation, and I wouldn't call it a group cruise, but there's just really a whole bunch of people that are going on it. its first cruise back on the Carnival Radiant. That's just Carnival, right? Yeah, the Radiance is Carnival, I think. I'm about to sound dumb and not name the right cruise line that we're going on.
I can't keep up with them. There's so many of them.
And I don't know if you guys saw it this morning, but Royal Caribbean's big announcement actually came out this morning. And Royal Caribbean is going to be doing a world cruise. And this thing, I mean, they are actually going all the way around the earth here. It's leaving December 10th, 2023 from Miami. It's round trip to Miami. It's 274 days, 7 continents, more than 60 countries, and 11 of world wonders for the Royal Caribbean. And it's going to be on Serenade of the Seas. That was Royal Caribbean's big announcement this morning. I didn't see any prices on that one yet. I'm going to do a deeper dive into that because there's a whole bunch of stuff it lists, and I'll do a whole separate video just on that specific world tour. But yeah, that was Royal Caribbean's big announcement, is their very first full world tour this morning. Yeah, there's a couple of cruises in California that I want to do. I definitely want to go out there and sail on the Panorama. We haven't done anything along the Mexican Riviera at all. Mm-hmm. So one of these years we'll get over to California so we can either sail out of Long Beach, Los Angeles, do the Mexican Riviera, Cabo San Lucas, Ensenada, down through there. We actually haven't sailed on the West Coast at all. When we go and do Alaska, will be actually the very first time.
Used to be the Victory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was one of the ones that were refit. The Victory, the Triumph, the infamous poop cruise ship. They all got refit, and the Radiance was one of those. They added the Carnival Fun 2.0 conversion to it, the Guy's Burgers and all that kind of good stuff on those ones. Because have you know what? I've seen that several times.
I tried to talk him into it the last time we were on the ship and in port, and he said no.
I've seen it. You stick your feet in there. The fish are supposed to eat the dead skin off of your feet. I've thought about it, but that seemed kind of weird. But if it's worth it, I might actually have to give it a try. I do have some calluses on my feet. The fish will take care of it. Well, maybe we'll give it a shot.
I think I would laugh the whole time. I think it would tickle.
Yeah. Does it tickle your feet, though, when the fish nibble on the skin? I guess that would be the biggest thing, too. If it tickled too much,
I would be laughing the whole time.
I'd be laughing the whole time, or wouldn't be able to keep my feet in there.
Eric said, do it.
All right. You know what? We'll take a look at it. We next time we're down there with the fish that eat the skin off of your feet, we will do a video on that. And I'll stick my feet in there. It's either going to be, it's probably going to be pretty funny.
Mark says, oh, yeah.
Eric says it tickles a little. All right. We'll give it a try. That is definitely something different. We have never done that.
And we do like to try something new every time.
Yeah, we do try to do something new every time. Some type of new experience. Let's see. I mean, I'm just excited. I'm ready to go cruising again.
Be sure to film that.
I will film that just because, like I said, if I go to laughing and fall off of the chair or, fall into the tank or anything like that,
we'll go viral.
Yeah, we'll go viral after that case, That'd just be funny, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I'm just super excited to go cruising. I'm ready. Now, I will be in North Carolina here in December. I got to take a trip out there for 4 days for a college graduation. Rebecca from Criminology and Coffee, she's going to be graduating college on December the 11th. And so I definitely want to fly out there to be part of her graduation ceremony. Tiffany will not be traveling with me out there for that particular trip. December is hard to get away from work for her. They got a lot going on during the holiday season. So, but I will definitely be out there for Rebecca's graduation, because we were in North Carolina in May, very end of May, beginning of June. So it'll be nice to get out there again this year.
And the cooler weather too.
Yeah. Hey, that's my question, Rebecca, while you're on here. Is it going to be like really cold or snowing there? Because I don't know how to drive in the snow. Been in Texas so long. If it snows, I'm going to pull over on the side of the road and just wait. So curiosity about that. You know, what's the weather going to be like while we're there? I'm sure I'm going to have to wear pants. It might be snowing. You might be driving. Just to say.
Also in Cause, go down Bathroom Row.
Take left, discount store, crew members buy their stuff. By the bathrooms, the discount store. Crew members buy their stuff. I'm trying to think of where that is. Is that in the, you know, you have the two docks in Cozumel. You have the one where you have to like walk upstairs and come down, the one on the left. Then you have the one on the right there that's by like the Fat Tuesdays.
Where you have to walk through the duty free.
Yeah, where you have to walk through duty free shop. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. You are actually the very first super chat we have ever received. Thank you very, very much. So you are number one.
And we do a lot of walking. We wear out the Fitbits and shoes from all the walking that we do.
Yeah. We average roughly about 10 miles a day, even on a sea day, just walking around the cruise ship back and forth, looking at everything. We walk up and down the stairs as much as possible. I'm not gonna lie, at my particular age, if I don't do this much walking on a cruise and then I go over to the dessert thing and I'm like, yes, I'd like 2 pieces of cake with my lunch, every single lunch.
And we did.
Yeah, I have to do that much walking. Otherwise, I would have trouble fitting in my clothes.
If you do a California coastal, I recommend between May and September because come October, the weather varies. Temps were in the 80s last week and this week into next week in the high 60s and rain.
Mark said he had to take a nap after watching. I say, yeah, we're definitely active on our cruises.
Very much so.
We've gone on vacation and had to come home and sleep in for a couple of days from our vacation. We almost need vacations from our vacations, but we find there's so much stuff to do, and we always try to fit so much stuff in.
We break our number one rule.
Yeah, our number one rule: don't try to do everything. And it's one of our big cruise tips, and yeah, we break that rule almost every single time. Do California between May and September. Well, yeah, I'd want to go to California when it was nice. See the beaches out there. I was in California one time. Let me rephrase that. I've only been in California one time as a visitor. And that had to have been almost 20 years ago.
I've never been.
I've been to California a couple times with the Army. But the places they go out there, and I can't think of the name of that dang training facility out there, but it's in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and you're not supposed to mess with the turtles. Yeah, so I've never actually, I haven't been there in probably at least 20 to 25 years as any kind of tourist. But so, yeah, I'd like to go out to California. There's a couple things I'd like to see out of there. I'd like to see the Queen Mary. I definitely would like to take a tour on the Queen Mary.
Disneyland.
Of course you're going to say Disneyland. I mean, you know, you've got your Mickey hat on, your Mickey shirt on. So naturally Tiffany wants to do Disneyland. No surprise there. But I'd like to see the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
The San Diego Zoo is supposed to be really, really nice. I did hear that when we go do Alaska, if we go out of Seattle, there's supposed to be a really good pop culture museum.
Yes.
In Seattle. All things TV, movie, pop culture related in Seattle. I don't know if anybody's ever been to that, but I heard that was really, really good. And I'm at least really into that kind of stuff. movies and TV. So I definitely would want to check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely. What else, baby? Other than your fascination with going to Disneyland now.
That could be my next bucket list, making a trip to all the Disney worlds and Disneyland.
Fort Irwin. There we go. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate that. Yeah, I could not remember Fort Irwin there for a quick moment. But yep, that's the one. That is the one. Wonderful desert training out on Fort Irwin, California. Yeah, so that was the last time I was to California. And if you've ever been out near Fort Irwin, you know how much fun that is.
Rebecca, definitely. She said girls trip.
Girls trip. What, to Disneyland? Because
Yeah.
please don't think you girls are going to Disneyland and I'm not going.
You can hold all the bags.
Yeah, I'll be holding the bags, the purse, and the stroller. Well,
Mark said, Army, I knew I liked you. I was
101st Airborne.
101st Airborne. I don't say that right.
Yeah, you have to, I guess once you've been in, you know all the acronyms.
Well, thank you for your service, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely, Mark. My last big one was I was with 2-8 Infantry on Fort Hood, Texas.
And the grandbabies. Well, they're girls, so yes.
Well, of course, the grandbabies.
I need a way into the tea parties and bippity boppity boop.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, there's 2 events that I know of on Disney Cruise Lines. They have the Bippity Boppity Boutique, which you go in, they dress you up in the costumes. For girls, they do their hair, their makeup, and they make them look like a Disney character. Boys can also go in there and they can get dressed up as pirates, a princess.
Prince.
That's what I said, princes, and things like that. But the catch is, in order to go into that, you have to have a child that's 12 and under. They also have a princess tea party on board Disney cruise ships. You go in, you have some tea, you get gift baskets, the princesses all come in and everything like that. Well, again, you have to have a child that is 12 and younger to go do these 2 events. Much to Tiffany's upsetness.
My son turned 13 a month before we went on our first Disney cruise. So that kind of...
As she's trying to convince him that he really wants to go to a princess tea party. So she has not been able to ever get into these 2 particular events because, I said, by the time we got on the Disney cruise the very first time, the youngest was turning 13 and a boy, had no interest in going to a tea party. Anyway, so when we go on the October 2023 Disney cruise with our granddaughters, who will both be below the age of 12, yeah, they're going to be going in, getting makeovers and tea parties.
Already saving. I don't know how to read that, so I'll let you do that one.
No, Becca said, no, I meant that I will be holding the grandbabies while you guys are having girls' time.
Yes.
Yeah, please force my granddaughters upon me and have me spend time with them. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And Doc?
2AD Fort Hood, Texas representing. All right, Doc, another Fort Hood. Did you have the same problem I did, that once Fort Hood sucks you in, it never, ever wants to let you go? That is what I remember about Fort Hood.
And thank you for your service, Doc.
Yes, and thank you as well, Doc, for your service. Yeah, I was there, and then until 4th ID moved to Carson, and then I moved over to First Cab for just a little bit before I finally got out. Oh, let's see what else. What else you looking forward to your upcoming Disney cruise?
The food.
The food. Yeah, Disney does something really nice with their dining. So Disney cruise ships, if you've never been on one before, they have 3 main dining rooms, and they do what's called, and each one of those dining rooms is themed differently, and they do rotational dining. So you're assigned to a different dining room each night, and your entire wait staff goes from dining room to dining room with you. So the first night, whatever dining room you're assigned to, you'll go in, you'll meet your server, and that same server will follow you from dining room to dining room each night, and you just rotate through them. So here coming up, we have Animators Palette. And this is the old version of Animators Palette on Disney Cruise Lines. The one I actually like better. The walls start off black and white. They turn into color, and the drawings fill in. We have Tiana's Place, and
I don't remember the third one.
yeah, and I just had a complete Triton's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you get it like a different theme, and of course they're all Disney themed. But they're gonna have beignets on board and cafe au lait.
Yes.
Over at Tiana's Place. So if you like fresh made beignets, Disney actually does a really good job about that. Fort Campbell in 1969. You know, it never fails. Military always attracts military. It's just like, it's like, oh, yeah, I know. You don't even have to say anything half the time, and they usually...
It's just the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, and they'll all end up coming together at some point in time anyway. Yeah, it's the way they carry themselves, the way they think. You can definitely tell folks that have been in the military at one point in time or another. But so then after the Disney cruise, we're on to the Carnival Vista.
I'm looking forward to that one with bringing back all the stuff that I've never seen because I didn't cruise then.
Like Fun Ship Freddy?
Yeah, I've never seen Fun Ship Freddy.
I've never actually seen Fun Ship Freddy either, but he is supposed to be on the cruise. Yeah, they're doing some throwbacks, some foods they haven't served in quite a while. They're bringing back Fun Ship Freddy. There's going to be cruise ship meetups at sea. I'm assuming because it's going to be around Cozumel, it should be the Vista, the Dream, and the Breeze will probably be the three that meet up in that particular area. Don't know that for sure. That's just a pretty good guess. And then after that one, we're going to go on Royal Caribbean. It's actually going to be our very first Royal Caribbean cruise. But I got to look, and there is like 6 Royal Caribbean ships that are going to be sailing out of Galveston over the next year. Adventure of the Seas, Freedom of the Seas, Grandeur of the Seas, Allure of the Seas is coming. So we're going to have lots of opportunity to go on Royal Caribbean. We'll probably end up going on a Royal Caribbean spree for a little while and kind of get a good feel for Royal Caribbean, see everything they're about. Because we're real familiar with Carnival, real familiar with Disney. It's time to branch out.
Yeah.
And get a little bit more in. And then the Norwegian Prima is going to be here in December of 2023. She's going to move to Galveston for the 2023, beginning of 2024 cruising season. Got to have that Cowboy Big Steak.
Where's that?
Yeah, where is the Cowboy Big Steak? I haven't heard that one before. Maybe we missed something as far as the Cowboy Big Steak goes.
Is that in the steakhouse, maybe?
It's a possibility.
We never go to the steakhouse.
No, we don't do a lot. If that is in a specialty restaurant
On the ship.
On the ship, is that in the Fahrenheit 55 Steakhouse? I don't say the.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the Italian one we did on the last cruise is actually the first time we've ever been into one of the specialty restaurants. So far, it's just been because we enjoy the main dining room. The food options are always so plentiful and so good that we never run out of stuff to eat in order to go to the specialty restaurants. We just happened to try the Italian restaurant on the last one just to say, hey, we went to a specialty restaurant because we'd never done it before.
That had come highly recommended.
That's just true. And it did come really highly recommended, and it was worth the recommendation. It was really, really good.
But now we're going to have to try the Fahrenheit.
Yeah. The Vista will probably be a good place to try that because it's a full 7-day cruise. It's not going to be a short cruise. We'll have a lot more time. But there's a couple of places on the Vista that you haven't seen before yet, or neither one of us have seen yet, because Vista will be the largest cruise ship or Carnival cruise ship that we've been on, one step below the XL class, which we haven't gone on yet either, the Mardi Gras.
I'm a little nervous about going on those big ships.
Yeah, $38 is not bad at all. And like I said, it's not even a money issue. It's honestly just been a time issue. Finding so many other good things to eat. By the time you eat some Guy's burgers and some blue iguana and
Seafood Shack.
it's what?
The Seafood Shack.
The Seafood Shack for her, and you go have some pizza, and then you go eat in the main dining room, and you do sea day brunch on sea days. Fitting another restaurant in it's tough. We have a hard time trying to eat everything on a cruise ship, and it's not for lack of effort.
No, we definitely try.
Yeah,
definitely
we
like
try
to eat the food.
I mean, it's plentiful and it's delicious.
Free bottle of wine with dinner.
Now, that unfortunately is the one thing that will never catch our attention. We do not drink wine, and honestly, we barely drink at all. We'll get on a cruise ship. I might have on a 7-day voyage 4 or 5 drinks total
At the Alchemy Bar.
Yeah, and at least one of those will be at the Alchemy Bar. And Tiffany might have 1 or 2. And that's pretty much our entire alcohol consumption. And then we won't drink anything alcoholic again until our next cruise.
Yeah. Now, if they offered like free iced coffee or something, that would be great.
Yeah. Free iced coffee. Tiffany would run right in the door and sign right up for that. We're just not big alcohol drinkers. Not anymore. We gave that up a couple of years ago.
I will make up for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're on the ship with us and they gave a free bottle of wine to us,
you can have it.
You can have it. Easy enough. We won't miss it. But I will say one thing. We were at the tequila bar there on the Lido deck. We were on the Carnival Breeze, and they have what was it? It's like a tropical tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's like their version of Long Island iced tea, but they want to say they called it a tropical tea, I think was the name of it. I got one of those on the 80s dance party night, and wow, thing was delicious. Delicious. I really liked it.
And those edible straws make you drink faster because they start collapsing.
Oh, maybe that was a trick. That's why they gave you the edible straw.
Yeah.
But that was a really good drink. They said, and I will drink that one again next time we go out there. They said it was at the tequila bar there on the Lido deck by the pool. That's where I found that one. And then they had a really there was that one that kept coming in the blue. It was all blue. Remember that one?
Yeah,
I remember seeing it, but I don't know what it was called. I have this tendency to pick my drinks based on their color.
Yes. Or the cup they're in. Yeah,
the cup they're in or the color of the drink. I like to go to the Alchemy Bar and tell whoever's, the server there at the Alchemy Bar that I'd like a drink in 3 different colors in the same glass.
And they scratch their head a little bit, but they always manage to pull it off.
Yeah, they've always pulled it off. They have always pulled it off.
I'm not sure.
They've always pulled it off. I think though that my favorite Alchemy Bar that we've been to so far was still on the Carnival Valor.
Yes. Yes.
The Carnival Valor. They had this young lady working there.
It's called AMF.
Oh, I think you're talking about the drink.
Yeah.
But they had a young lady from the Ukraine working in the Alchemy Bar on the Carnival Valor. Now, this was back in 2017 or 2018. So she may not even be there anymore. She may have moved to a different ship, but she was hilarious. And if you've ever been to the Alchemy Bar before, or if you haven't been, they have a menu. You can order from the menu, but that's not the fun part of the Alchemy Bar. The fun part is you go up and you simply tell them a flavor that you're looking for, or an alcohol, tequila, rum, whiskey, whatever it is you like. And just kind of give them a general idea of what you want it to taste like or have in it, and then just let them make something up for you. That's the real fun part of the Alchemy Bar is, seeing what they come up with, what concoction they come up with. But this lady walks up to the Alchemy Bar while we were sitting there on the Carnival Valor, and she asks for a chocolate drink. There was another lady there drinking a chocolate drink, And she says, "Oh, I'm interested in that, that chocolate drink. Can you make me a chocolate drink, but with no alcohol in it?" And this young lady from the Ukraine was like, "No, that's chocolate milk. If you want chocolate milk, go to the buffet. I'm not giving you that." Sent her on her way, which I know sounds kind of rude, but it was very, very funny. It was hilarious. Everybody there was just having a good time and laughing. And that's my alchemy bar story.
Yeah.
That's my favorite alchemy bar story. That was a really good cruise, though.
Yeah.
Christine was the piano player in the piano bar.
Yeah.
She was great.
Ruined a few Disney songs for me.
Ruined a few Disney songs for you. That was also when Emma was the cruise director on that ship. And I think Emma's husband is the Mardi Gras cruise director. I think now. But she was probably one of our most absolute favorite cruise directors was Emma when she was on the Valor.
I don't think she ever slept.
No, she was constantly going, but nothing. And then she moved on to the Panorama, so you may have seen her on the Panorama if you ever sailed on the Panorama. But she always started off with, "Good morning, lovelies. Hello, my lovelies." Yes. Everything was lovelies. She was just super, super awesome. How we doing power-wise? I guess I ought to check it. Oh, we're only about halfway through. So we are doing pretty good. So what else, baby? Nothing?
I don't know.
You don't know? How do you not know? I talk cruising to you like 24/7, it seems like.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd be on a cruise almost 24/7 if I could.
I would too.
I'd go about once a month.
I still want to know how much that world cruise cost.
I don't
know what we would do with the dogs if we were gone for a year.
Yeah, a year. Yeah, I don't. We're not in a position to be gone for a year. No. Not yet. Give it a couple more years. I would have to have really, really good Wi-Fi on that ship to be gone that long. I mean, 7 continents, 60 countries, 11 world wonders. Make a lot of videos out of that.
Yes.
A lot of videos out of that. Well, come on, baby. Talk cruising. Tell me something you're looking forward to, something you're interested in.
I'm looking forward to going to the ruins. We've gone to Cozumel so many times that when we see on the other shows and stuff like that about the ruins. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
She's talking about, we watch Dream Cruises and we watch Mighty Cruise Ships, I think it's called, and Mighty Cruise Ships on TV. We watch a lot of those. I think the big ruins, though, and someone out there who's been to them probably from Cozumel probably knows better than I do since we haven't been. I want to say the really big Mayan ruins, you have to take the ferry across to the mainland. I don't think those are on Cozumel themselves. So I think whatever we're going to see on Cozumel is probably a smaller site, some smaller type ruins. I don't think you're going to see the big giant pyramids you always see on TV. I don't think that's what we're going to see this time, to be honest with you. Some of that stuff's probably just not being offered by Disney. Disney's overly cautious, or not overly cautious, but they're very cautious about their health and safety protocols. They kind of want to keep everybody within that cruise bubble, no matter what your vaccination status is. Yeah, you can still get off the ship, explore on your own. You can still book third-party excursions if you're fully vaccinated. I think they just kind of try to lead you into staying in the cruise bubble for a safety thing. They don't need any PR nightmares of coming back saying, half the ship tested positive or anything like that.
Are they going to keep the lifeboat drills short?
Did you talk about the muster drill?
Yeah.
Because it's like, as far as Disney goes, they've gone to the e-muster drill as well. They're now doing it. You watch the video on the app, go check in at your muster station. When we did the e-muster on Carnival, that was...
I hope they keep that. I didn't like being...
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Stacked in like sardines.
I don't actually think the e-muster drills on any of the cruise lines will end up going away. all muster drills, as you guys probably already know, have to be approved by the Coast Guard. They have to be stamped off on as safe, certified, and all that kind of good stuff. They're super easy. They're super convenient. They're fast. If you don't do your e-muster and you don't show up, they basically lock out your onboard ship account. So as soon as you try to get a drink, buy something, I think in some cases they can even stop you from opening into your room. They force you into it, or you're pretty much going to stand in the hallway and stare at the wall for the whole cruise if you don't. So I expect them to stay. Everybody I know that's been through the e-muster says they like it. We really liked it. They're super easy, convenient for the cruise ships. They can update it. It's real easy just to update the videos, update the websites and the apps. So I expect they're going to stay.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that's probably going to come out of this pandemic that will definitely stay, and that everybody will approve to stay, because they're just too easy, too simple, and so convenient. I mean, our entire muster drill took
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
You walked in, showed us how to put on the life jacket. They scanned our card on the way in. We went and verified where our muster station was, and then we watched the video on the TV in the room later on, and that was it. Oh, you were that guy. You were that guy.
Wow.
At least it eliminates that. If they're calling you over the intercom looking for you now, they're just looking for you. At least we're not all standing out in the heat on the deck, packed in like sardines, waiting for that last person to finally stroll down there to do the muster drill. Where your muster drill ends up taking an hour and a half because apparently somebody thought, I'll go with the last second. And everybody else is miserable and not exactly your friend at that particular point.
You get very cranky at those.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't like being packed in. And it always seems like they do it by height and not super tall. So I ended up right about in the middle, and people packed on all sides of me. And yeah, that is not my favorite place to be.
I get cranky.
And it always seems like some of the people right next to you possibly could use a shower very, very soon. So yeah, the e-muster drill is definitely one of my personal new favorites. The other one I really liked is they were doing it here in Galveston is the facial recognition scanners. So when we embarked on the ship, we go through, show our documentation, and when you actually get ready to go up the gangway, you step in front of a facial recognition scanner, kind of does your picture, and you walk right on. 2-second deal. But where we really saw that kick in is when we got off the ship. You go down through customs, and normally you have to stand in the line,
show
your passport. They ask you questions. Well, getting off, you just boop, you walk in front of the facial recognition scanner again, checks you real quick, and boom, you're out of there. I mean, the whole customs thing was less than 15 seconds.
Yeah. You stood there waiting.
Yeah, they scanned my picture, and I just stood there, and I was like, well, what do I do now? And the guy was like, you go. You're done. I was like, oh. I was looking to hand out I had my passport in my hand and everything. Never even looked at it, never even needed it. So there's some good technology, I think, coming out of this pandemic. If any good could say came out of a pandemic, some of the technology that they've come up with, that they're going to end up keeping, I think, as we move forward, is just a benefit to us as cruisers.
Yeah, that and the embarkation times, they're really making you stick to those.
I don't know how long that's going to stick around. They've always said, you pick your embarkation time. That's the time you show up. If you're not supposed to be there, we're not going to let you in. Well, prior to the pandemic, they said it the same thing, but they didn't enforce it.
Yeah, no, we saw people with 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Showing up at 10 o'clock. I mean, so they are enforcing that more now. Once the pandemic is over and the health and safety protocols, the way they are right now, go away, I don't know if they'll still be enforcing the embarkation times like that. I think they'll keep some of the cleaning practices that they've picked up over this. The ships are cleaner. They're sanitized more often. And even once COVID is over or way down, I expect that they'll keep some of the cleaning as well, just because of norovirus and some of the other ones that can be passed around on a cruise ship. I'm sure the sanitation helps. The air filtration stuff they're going to keep.
Mark misses Faster to the Fun. We only did that once, and it was nice, but we haven't been able to find it since we did it that one time.
Yeah, Faster the Fun sometimes is hard to get. Yeah, they're not even offering it right now at all. Yeah, most of the cruise lines aren't doing any kind of priority boarding right now. I know on Carnival, much to the dismay of the Platinum and Diamond members, because that's got to be one of the comments that you see a lot on some of the blogs out there, is they're pretty upset that the priority boarding isn't back yet. And it will come back. Carnival said it will come back. And I'm assuming once that comes back, things like Faster to the Fun will come back as well. And said, we got it one time, and I don't really know that it benefited us a whole lot, other than we went to the Caymans. We had to tender somewhere, and Faster the Fun gets you on the first tenders out. But other than that, normally we end up with an embarkation time of first thing in the morning anyway, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So Faster the Fun got us on the ship one time, one group faster than we normally get on. I know they said your room is supposed to be ready earlier, but when we had it, they were like, oh yeah, we stopped doing that on this ship. So we still had to wait till 1:30 to get our room anyway.
Mark said he's a gold member with Carnival.
We are now. Yeah, we're gold members now. We finally achieved the number of days. We're gold with Carnival, and we're gold with Disney. Are our two gold ones. I said we're going to be starting Royal Caribbean, so we'll start working up the loyalty program of that as well. And don't get me wrong, some of the loyalty benefits are nice. Disney gives out a pretty nice gift as you move up through the levels.
Yeah, you got that crossbody backpack, and you use that for everything.
Yeah, that one goes to the beach with me. I've used the heck out of it since we got that last gift from Disney. Like I said, more than moving up the loyalty program, though, we're more interested in going on all the different cruise ships. I'd rather see the cruise ships and see what each one of them has to offer versus being too concerned about the loyalty program. I'd honestly say Carnival's gotten more of our business simply because they had more options coming out of Galveston in the last few years, closest and one of the least expensive, so we could do more cruises per year. But I said Royal Caribbean's got a lot of ships coming into Galveston here in the next year or two. They're building their own cruise terminal. Norwegian's bringing the Prima here. So a lot of opportunities to spread out, and we're going to take advantage of that. What else, baby?
Just trying to think. So with all the cruises, and we like to do new adventures and stuff, what are some adventures that you think we might enjoy?
Me? Or
the
audience?
Yeah.
Why? You already know which ones I want. I want Panama Canal.
No, I'm talking about, like, we say we try something new every time, and they mentioned going to the steakhouse. That's something new. What's something new we could try? I always go
MSC
back.
matches loyalty programs. So MSC, will they match any other cruise line's loyalty program? Because that's interesting. I actually didn't know that. And MSC is on our want to do cruise lines. On one of our Florida trips, we definitely want to do MSC. MSC seems to be one of those ones where I guess they're just different enough, a little un-American, that it makes them sound very, very interesting versus some of the other ones. It seems like people either really love MSC or they really don't care for MSC. But I'm really interested in trying MSC. Back-to-back cruises, I like Viking New Glory. Yeah, I want to do a back-to-back cruise. I would love to do a back-to-back cruise. I think if we do anything back-to-back, though, I want to do it out of like Florida. That way we can do 2 cruises we don't have regular access to like all at once. And I think if that was the case, we'd do something crazy like MSC and Celebrity. Something like that. Something that we just absolutely can't get anywhere else.
So Viking, he likes Viking.
Yeah, the Viking.
And then that would be a good one if we do Europe. I want to do Europe.
Yeah, Europe. Oh God, yes. Well, that's what I told you. If I was to be able to do Europe right now, I would do a transatlantic. And then I personally want to do one of those British Isle cruises.
Yeah.
I really want to do one of the British Isle ones that goes, around Britain, up through Scotland, up around that way, Ireland, all the places they stop through there. And when I do that, I want to do P&O. P&O cruises is the one I want to try for that. It's supposed to be a very British cruise lines. And that's what I would be interested in, is something that would be like so far out of our normal.
River cruises are great. That is on my bucket list. I want to do at least one river cruise. I'm not sure which one, but I'm still thinking that.
Well, Viking has started doing river cruises here in the United States. I know you have the American Steamboat Company here, but Viking has started to do some here, and Viking has a stellar reputation. I mean, stellar reputation, especially for their river cruising. Finland of summer of 2022.
So, Mark, have you done river cruises, and which lines have you used?
Yeah, because there's several in Europe. I think Viking is probably just the one we know here the most.
Yeah.
I'm sure once over in Europe that because we've seen them on the shows. There's all different types of river cruises. Going all up through the Germany, France. I mean, just everywhere over there.
That one we watched last night. No, that wasn't a river cruise.
Yeah, the one you were watching last night wasn't a river cruise. I mean, there's so many good ones. I mean, Greece, the Mediterranean cruises. I mean, the list would be endless, and I think you would need just a few years just to take all of the cruise possibilities in Europe alone.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 15 to 20 I've already looked at still here in the United States. I mean, we could pretty much cruise the rest of our lives and may not repeat quite a bit of stuff.
And the problem with that?
Yep, the Mississippi from New Orleans.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's one of the good ones I've seen. And the one I was looking at, there was one from Viking. It's the Great Lakes. So I don't know if that would be considered a river cruise or a lakes cruise, but it did the Great Lakes, and it had a couple stops in the United States and like 3 stops in Canada, all up to the Great Lakes. I want to say it started and stopped in, no, I'm not going to even guess because I've forgotten already. I looked at it a couple of weeks ago. But that would be a real interesting one that goes up to the Great Lakes. Of course, up to Mississippi, we've seen that. And Viking does sail from New Orleans up to Mississippi, American Steamboat Company.
I just want to go to New Orleans again. Go to Cafe Du Monde.
There's cruises right out of New Orleans, too, that go into the Caribbean. Yeah, because next year, I actually looked that one up. I know for Carnival, anyway, it was the Valor and the Glory, I think, that were sailing out of New Orleans next year. I actually have that written down somewhere. Yeah, the Glory and the Valor and the Norwegian Breakaway. I saw we're sailing out of New Orleans next year. Was that the?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to start bringing this here to an end. We have to go pick up our dogs. They're at the the groomers, and they are finished up. So we're going to run and pick those guys up. Does anybody have any last minute questions or anything for us before we get off of here for today? Give it a couple minutes to see if anybody else has anything. I said I'm going to go ahead and go over the Royal Caribbean World Cruise. Put a video out about that this afternoon, probably be ready for tomorrow morning, plus any other cruise news that happens to come out today. You know, the cruise news has been pretty quiet here the last month or so, but it's really falling under that, no news is good news kind of stuff. At least nothing bad is happening. Nothing is going wrong. Nothing is terribly going downhill. And things are still looking to get a little bit better out there. Still waiting here for the next couple of days to see what the CDC is going to do about the conditional sail order. It does expire on the 31st of this month. Personally, I expect that they will extend it. And it'll probably be a last minute decision by the CDC or putting out what they're going to do about that. Not that I expect it to change a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you guys. Cruise lines are already doing their thing. They have their health and safety protocols. A lot of them have extended it, and I expect it's going to stay that way into next year. So, but all right, well, we're going to hop off of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Really appreciate you guys. Appreciate the comments. Love getting on here and just talking to everybody, sharing cruise stories, answering questions, getting ideas from you guys that have been out there cruising. We will do this again next month. We are going to try to continue with our live stream at least a minimum of once a month.
Mark, you have a great rest of your day too, and thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Really appreciate, like I said, we really appreciate you guys being here. You guys make the live streams fun. You make it worth us coming down here and doing this.
Yes.
Every single time. You guys make it worth me doing the videos every day. So I love it. Appreciate everybody out there, everybody that subscribes, everybody that watches, everybody that comments. So happy to have you guys out there. You really make my day with this.
Yes.
So, all right. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day, and we will see you
out on the high seas.
Have a good one, y'all.